this is Smitten, and welcome back to Bronze Bravehearts, a series where we dive in to give some one-on-one coaching for, it's not the best of the best players, but people who are trying to improve their gameplay. I am joined by the illustrious, the ravenous, the eccentric AlphaJackal.
Oh, you're too kind to me, darling.
Oh, you called me darling.
I'm too flattered. Hey guys, it's me, it's AlphaJackal. For those of you who don't know me, coach of Team Rival, kind of a big deal.
How could they not know who you are?
I know, some people don't know.
Anywho, just a super quick kind of like rundown on what this entire thing is going to be. Basically, we're going in, we're spectating a singular person, and we're going to be looking at positioning, we're going to be looking at rotating, we're going to be looking at builds, we're going to be looking at just like every little nitty-gritty detail that we can possibly muster up from one singular match, and try to help Mr. Hugo over here improve his life, his quality of life in Smite. Hugo presents to us with the following issues. He is a mid-main. He is currently qualifying this split. He placed Bronze 3 last split and was Bronze 5 at the Season 4 finish. We asked him what he thought he did well this game. He said he thought his farming was great, and the things that he thought he needed more help with include rotation, positioning, ultimate choice, aiming, and team fighting, and he needs help improving on rotation and positioning. This seems to be like the #1 thing that I remember going over with ad nauseum whenever we were launching this series originally. I find that there's a lot of people that are like, I would probably say gold, gold and under, have issues like with knowing when to do things. Like there's a lot to do in a conquest game. It's kind of like broken down into several parts. You've got your laning farming phase, and then you've got your team fight phase, and it's always kind of it's up to the player to make the decision on when to do that and when it's best to do that, and we are here to help him with that. Okay, we are playing mid. This is actually summer split is already over. We're in between splits currently. We're between summer and fall splits, and we're taking a look at mid. Now, mid has been a passion of mine in Smite for quite some time. I fell in love with it at level 20 back before you had a level cap of 30. I literally leveled in like a third of my account in the mid lane, so I'm really looking forward to doing this one. Oh, we have a pause vote started. No, it looks like he's got a DC. It's the Amir.
That's very frustrating. But if anything, being in the dual lane, having your DC in the dual lane is probably the best thing, considering the person who's there originally is going to be getting solo farm, therefore they'll be able to keep up with the opposing dual lane. It looks like we're going to be stunning over at the speed buff. Standard start here.
Standard start. What is, see, we were talking a little bit while we were trying to get all of our settings situated about this Hunter's Blessing on Morrigan. Now, I don't play a ton of Morrigan, so kind of give us an idea, why is it Hugo's building an ADC starter?
Mainly because the passive is tied out into basic attacks, and way back when, before they changed Hunter's Blessing a bit, you were able to apply that bonus damage to your passive dot damage. And just going to quickly pause here at 24 seconds. 26 seconds, sorry. What Hugo did here, waiting for the speed buff, if he starts to wind up his auto attack chain before the speed buff spawns, when it spawns, he'll be able to hit it with his passive basic attack, meaning he'll be able to DPS it a bit higher.
Right. But it's since changed, correct?
Yes, so Hunter's Blessing has since changed. It will no longer apply additively to the Morrigan passive, reducing your HP by 9%. So before, back in the beginning of Season 5, it did, and you were able to clear waves incredibly quickly with Morrigan basic attacks, and it's no longer the case.
No longer the case. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's not unfortunate, just in general. I think that's a good positive change to make. I don't think that she should be able to utilize Hunter's Blessing like that, but like, it's unfortunate for our man Hugo. Because it looks like it's just an old start for mid.
It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Hunter's Blessing still does synergize quite well, considering you are still basic attacking quite often as the Morrigan. You do get MP5 from the item, and once you evolve it, that extra attack speed will allow you to apply your passive a lot more frequently.
For sure. So he didn't make the ultimate mistake. He just made a slight mistake.
Just a slight mistake.
So what would you recommend for the start from Morrigan mid then?
I prefer to go Mage's Blessing, simply because getting that item stacked up, you gain 10% CDR, and Morrigan loves cooldown reduction.
Ooh, is it the ult? Or is it that stun combo?
It's everything. The ult is the longest cooldown ultimate in the game at level 1. Getting that reduced by any form of percentage is a big boon to the Morrigan. And you want to stay stealthed as long as possible, play around the teamfights, play around like an assassin would. Reduction will allow you to do that.
That's probably why I never really played Morrigan. Morrigan's playstyle is very not mid-like. I mean, it is in the sense that it's assassin-y, right? So you're just constantly rotating around, clearing stuff out, assisting with jungle camps, but like, just her playstyle whenever it comes to engaging and rotating and making just your positioning decisions in the midst of a team fight or approaching an objective, it's slightly different. It's just kind of a step to the left compared to most of your mid-mages. Like, who are we going against here? We're going up against the Poseidon. That's going to be extremely difficult. I didn't realize we were up against the Poseidon. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, let's see how the rest of this game ends up panning out. Hopefully this Amir loads in. I'm hoping that he does, but we'll just see how it pans out.
So collected the speed buff around 30 seconds, Morrigan walking back into the mid lane. Could have got here a tiny bit faster with what we talked about before, but should gain pressure over Poseidon lane 1.
Our magic is famous.
And it's quite strange to see our Morrigan's, I guess, jungle mate over here doing mid. Strange. Typically, you see people doing these small camps and assisting solo with blue, but it looks like we got some strange jungle patterns here. Hugo's getting pinged.
Looks like a very aggressive Mercury play, and I thought actually enjoy this play from the Mercury. Might get punished here because of the level 2 from the Morrigan.
Ooh. Oh, but it's not fast enough. That's speed buff, man. Ooh, and Poseidon just shows up? Come on, man. Come on.
Again, good rotations for both. Good backstep there from Hugo to avoid that damage, and he managed to keep most of the wave.
Which is fantastic, which is like, probably your #1 concern whenever you're playing mid and you're deciding to rotate. Like, if you miss out on that crucial experience, you fall behind further than any other lane because of how frequented your lane is. You've got everybody in your lane at all times.
At this point, what I believe Hugo should be doing here is going aggressive onto the Poseidon. See how second the Poseidon got the lane advantage, just went onto Hugo and forced his beads? Hugo should have been doing that straight away. When Poseidon pushed past him, straight away onto the Poseidon, punish him for pushing up that far.
Right. See, we got duo lane is abusing the fact that they have a DC, and I don't want to say as he should, but as he should. You know what I mean? If you have a DC, I mean, there's really nothing you can do as the player to circumvent that. So you gotta kind of just expect people to be all over your jungle since you're a man down. Ooh. What is he doing? Oh, I've done that several times.
Poseidon doing yet another good play there, putting the fear of God into Hugo, and he knows he can do that because Hugo showed a bit of weakness in that early game, not punishing the Poseidon for going aggressive, at meeting each other at the red buff, not putting damage into him there again, showing that he is going to be playing scared, playing passively in this lane. Poseidon's going to push aggressive and push that advantage.
Right. And it's really an unfortunate matchup between Morrigan and Poseidon. Not that Morrigan can't handle herself, somebody that understands her kit very well, how to clear, how to kind of get around the whirlpool. I mean, it's unfortunate because like all of Morrigan's stuff is super up close, it's super personal. And Poseidon is like one of the gods in this game that you do not want to get up close and personal with because of the threat of that frickin' whirlpool, man. I hate it.
I would tend to agree, but in this match specifically, Morrigan does have a good target to transform into to punish the Poseidon, and it is their enemy solo laner in that Raven. Raven does extremely well against Poseidon. Look, this Poseidon's going aggressive yet again. This time Ares is here, so I don't mind the lack of aggression. And it's punished for the fact that there is a DC.
Yeah, that's literally, I mean, that would not have happened in a normal game. In a normal game of ranked, that Ares is still going to be in dual lane, still going to be dealing with just the pressure of clearing the wave and getting purple buff and all that jazz. So that's really unfortunate that he just kind of showed up. Really, as far as like in that certain situation, I don't know if there's much that you can do in in Hugo's position. I mean, like his jungler's there sometimes. He's also not there most of the time. Hugo, pretty much at this point, he looks like he's doing a decent job clearing the wave. He's just a little spooked. He's a little. They're all kind of on the back end. You know, they're kind of cooling their jets just a little bit.
Yeah, but his team has managed to get the advantage over on that solo side of the map. Got 2 kills there. This should give Hugo a bit of breathing room coming from that left-hand side.
Which is fantastic. If we can just get 2 people snowballing, preferably 3. You can get 3 people snowballing on a team with DC, and you can actually carry the game to a win. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me in Smite, where we've had a DC at the start, and I just don't let my team F6 ever. Ever, and I just like force them to play. I've actually come up. They're very rare, obviously, because there's only so much you can do. But if you're smart about it,
there comes the ult into mid lane. Not followed up by Poseidon Kraken. Very interesting decision.
Oh, he's taking tower damage. Oh, he's out of mana. He's out of mana. He can't do it. Oh, he's gonna make it out alive. Oh, but he's going in just a little bit. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just chasing him down. It's a Mercury. It's fine.
Very surprised there's no chain. Very surprised there's no ultimate here from Hugo to chase on that Mercury, especially with the Poseidon being this low.
Oh, get him, Hugo! Come on, honey, I believe in you. Oh, he got it with the auto. Yeah.
Nice job.
Perfect.
I can rotate to help out this Nemesis. This is a really good play from Hugo. Makes himself quite nicely in that mid fight. Allows the Nemesis to come in and help him out, and then returns to favor.
Oh my God! That ability reaches from out of nowhere. Oh, he's ulted. Oh, he's ulted his Neath. They're trying to get vision on him. Oh, okay, unfortunate.
Again, good decision here from Hugo to ult into the Neath.
Yeah, definitely, because there is a huge chance that a Mercury can get away. It's one of the most frustrating things with dealing with the jungle Mercury, is just that he's just so slippery.
Any other jungler there, I don't really see the need for the ultimate, but given it's a Mercury, it's a good heads-up play.
Definitely. I love that Hugo placed wards. I preach a lot about wards in on my stream. I think even if you're in casuals, I think that you need to be practicing warding, because it's really easy to kind of slip into like the casual mindset and queue into a ranked game and be like, oh, I just got ganked like 8 times. What's going on? Mostly it's because you're not warding. So yeah, I'm proud. 7 minutes, got some wards down, backing, got a kill, got an assist. Looking much better.
Looking at like a very decent start to the game here, apart from that first blood. Has placed 2 wards, as has the Emir. The Emir who was decent at the beginning of the game, by the way.
The Emir came back! Oh, that's fantastic. He's level 4 now. Wow, so he came back probably, like, what, 2 minutes ago?
Pretty much 2-3 minutes ago he came back, and he's catching up quite well to this Ares.
You know, that's probably, that's a huge confidence booster that I don't think people take advantage of a lot, is whenever you've had a DC for a little bit and they log back in, and like you hear an ally has returned, and everybody's just like, yes, in a rank game. Oh my God, it's the greatest feeling.
It's a bit difficult, this matchup, to predict, because both of them should really be playing aggressive and trying to kill the other person. Both of them can outplay each other. Good stun. This is good damage.
Beautiful stun. Beautiful damage. Well, there's a Mercury lurking around the corner.
Nemesis.
Behind you! Oh, Nemesis shows up clutch. The beads are good. Hugo is safe for the time being. It doesn't look like Mercury is going to be using that ultimate, thank goodness. Hugo free to farm the mid lane.
That was a good play from Hugo. Surprised Poseidon didn't retaliate with any Kraken. Both mid laners showing a bit of naivety in the early game, but Hugo's definitely growing into this match.
Have we seen a Kraken yet?
No, we have not. Poseidon has been holding on to it for some reason.
Oh, you know, sometimes, you know, you just wait for the perfect Kraken, because, I mean, if you're gonna Kraken, it might as well be the best Kraken of your life, you know what I mean? And if you've got to save it until that point, I understand. Because nothing's worse... Sorry, go ahead.
You're against a Morrigan who can't move out of your whirlpool, doesn't have a movement ability.
This Ares is getting super, super greedy. Hugo about half health right now. But it's a 2v1 situation. Oh, the slow is missed.
Oh, he's looking like he wants to transform. And he cancels the ultimate.
Oh no, he's getting baited. Hugo, you're getting baited.
Or the decoy has seen the Poseidon. This is the time when he needs to turn tail and run for a bit. Down comes the curse from the Ares. That's a curse Ares.
Poseidon really, really wants to Kraken now. You can tell.
Oh, here we go. Here's a Kraken.
Oh! It's the Kraken we all deserve. Oh no, unfortunately he gets tagged back and is going to be taken out. That's unfortunate. Little bit of a positioning problem there. A lot of it has to do with their team not really showing up when they need to. All but the Poseidon ended up eating it.
Good wall by the air. That was a brilliant wall by the Ymir.
Oh my god. He's the Ymir we deserve. Oh, he was so worth the 7-minute wait. Good job, Ymir.
You don't tend to see great walls like that in low-level play, but that was a phenomenal wall. Just blocks the Ares perfectly.
So, okay. Now let's talk about Hugo's build. He said maybe builds with a question mark at the end of his little survey thing. So what is it that you would recommend a mid Morrigan?
I would recommend rushing into cooldown boots rather than going for this damage item first, but the Mercury is getting collapsed one. Good play by Hugo. That was a good rotation. Raven was in trouble, could punish out that Mercury, and does so.
See, he said that he needed help with rotation and positioning. So far, I mean, outside of like the, you know, the first 5-minute jitters, his rotations have, and his positioning is well, his positioning probably needs a little bit more work, but his rotation, just basic decision making, is great.
Yeah, I firmly agree. Aggressive onto Poseidon yet again. Rather odd use of stealth there in the mid lane, though. That's gonna be down for a hefty time.
Yeah, what is the cooldown on the stealth? It's like 13 seconds or something, right?
Cooldown on stealth is 15 seconds at all ranks. Out comes another Kraken.
Pop, off the mark.
Oh, but that Neathhold is gonna hit.
Pop. Oh, keep running, keep running. Oh, that's all he's got. Oh, he's got Whirlpool coming up. He's gonna tag you with it. Is he gonna let you go? Oh, he's gonna let you go. He is half health, and there is a Nemesis nearby, so that was a good decision by the Poseidon to not follow through.
Oh,
why is he still there?
This is a bad play by the Poseidon to stay up that long. Mercury trying to come help, and I think Mercury's actually going to get the help here. This is going to be a kill as a Nemesis. Bit of overextension there due to lack of warding on that right-hand side.
Can we talk about that? Can we rewind that really quick? Hold
Sure.
on just a second. Okay. Alright, so Hugo gets out by the skin of his teeth. Alright, he took the Kraken damage, he took the wave damage, he's taken all of the damage. There's a Mercury looming about, and there's a Nemesis looming about, and which means there's two partially dead fish in the middle of shark-infested waters. What's gonna happen? You would expect there to be a lot of blood, but let's just see how this one plans out. I'm not laughing at anybody specifically. It's just like I've been in these moments of panic where like you go into a situation and you think that this is how things are going to play out, and you're like, okay, I'm going to 2-1 combo this person, and then I'm gonna ult, and he's gonna be dead, and I'm gonna be the hero of the team, right? Everybody goes into that situation with that tiny little mindset of like a little pre-plan of what's gonna happen. Anyways, there's these moments in Smite, particularly people who are not professionals at this game, that have panic problems, and that is exactly what this entire spiel is about to be about. All right, so Poseidon he's feeling pretty upset that he didn't get that kill. You can tell because he's hanging around the tower's edge. He sees the Nemesis, refuses to leave, gets ulted, pushes the Nemesis back, which makes her miss her too. Trying to use the Whirlpool, Mercury misses his ult, grabs her though, and they just start chunking away at each other. Eventually, Nemesis looks like she's gonna make out with the blink. That is the most beautiful engage and then disengage that I have ever seen.
Oh, hello.
Oh my god.
Oh,
By himself.
this is a Gold Fury attempt here by Blue Team, and they're actually gonna get this.
What?
Yeah, Ymir doesn't have blink.
So low.
This is gonna be a Gold Fury. Ymir's gonna punish him a bit.
Oh, got one. Oh no! The poor brave Ymir. But they should be able to clean up here, right? I mean, there's like plenty of super low people, right?
The Zhonghui in the mid lane, that's gonna be cleaned up first.
Ooh, unfortunate.
I think the Neath should die here. Yep, Robin is gonna ult, and that should be a kill underneath.
Okay, he's
Hugo with another good transformation.
That's wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love transforming into Neath whenever you're chasing people for that kill. That's wonderful. What a great decision.
Yeah, and he came up with a title card as well on transformation targets. We mentioned earlier that he could potentially transform into Raven to aggress onto the Poseidon a bit more freely, but his choice of ult targets so far have been great.
Let's see. Okay, so we're 13 minutes into the game. Your average game in Season 5 is lasting anywhere from like 20 to 35 minutes. So it's safe to say that we have exited early game and we're into the stages of the early mid game. This is whenever you're going to see a lot more people in your mid lane. This is like one of the most stressful times as a mid laner is whenever solos start showing up because they've taken out the tower, or you've got the support rotating, even though that kind of happened super early on in this game.
That's exactly what the Chonky's doing. He is staying into his mid lane.
Mercury's charging up. Hugo's trying to get as much poke as humanly possible. Okay, he's got to back off though. He's definitely taken way more poke. He's way braver than his teammates, who were just kind of hanging out and not doing much of anything.
Oh, man. With the stealth down from Hugo though, I'm surprised that we didn't see an engage from the blue team in the mid lane. Also, perfect time to go in aggressive onto him when the rest of his team wasn't aggressive behind him. And here comes the fight.
Wait. Alright, Hugo in the back taking a lot of poke from the Zhang Kui. Oh lord. Okay, so Hugo just died there, and I think that was a jungler mistake because the jungler decided to go in and ult on Poseidon, who was kind of wedged, like sandwiched in between two of his own teammates. So we chose the Poseidon over the Zhang Kui, which is obviously what a Nim ult is made for.
Yeah, that was definitely not the play from the Nemesis. But at the same point, I'm gonna have to rewatch that fight just to see exactly what Hugo and his Raven were doing. So I'm gonna be pausing at 14:20. I'm gonna have a look at specifically at the Raven and the Morrigan in his backside. Raven does get hit by the card a bit, backs off slightly. He's taking a tiny bit of damage, but he shouldn't really worry about this as a frontline warrior.
For
Walks
now.
into the jungle. Hugo goes aggressive on the jungle. That's a good play. That's a correct play considering how far up he is.
Oh my god!
Raven. Yeah, that's just a bad play, I'd say, from the Nemesis and the Raven.
Yeah, that was his teammate, because like they were kind of like positioning themselves in a way that kind of like like a lot of times like in these low ranked queues, like you're not really using voice comms, right? So you're using mainly VGS or no communication at all with your team. And so you kind of just you make assumptions based off of their body language, the way they're positioned, the where they're moving around on the map, right? And it totally looked like his solo laner and his jungler were both going to engage there, and so Hugo kind of took that and tried to run with it and didn't have anybody to back him up. So Hugo, maybe next time you might want to just kind of like try to wait maybe a second longer. Like you've got a Zhang Kui in your face, take a look at where your teammates are and see what they're doing before you decide, you know, to engage on especially that Zhang Kui. Holy lord, he's level 13.
I definitely wouldn't engage onto the Zhang Kui by yourself. If your invis is down and your transformations are down, because at that point you are literally just a sitting duck, and the Zhang Kui will go straight onto you and kill you. Especially with his build, he's got Bancroft straight away. Jesus.
Yeah,
it's not a common build
for the Zhang Kui. No, I build a Bancroft on Zhang Kui. I like Bancroft on Zhang Kui just because I like, instead of like relying on your 2 to like heal you back, you know, sometimes you can't always get the heal back. It's not possible in a lot of situations. If you've got Bancrofts, anything you use is going to help you out, which is kind of a make it or break it thing for Zhonger.
Hopefully he has managed to get that mid tower.
So like, I have a question about a Morrigan thing. I'm noticing that like he's using his stealth a lot. Now we were earlier in the game we were talking about how it's got like such a super long cooldown. Like how often should you theoretically be using this invisibility? Because it's such a great utility to have, and I really think that maybe spamming it as much isn't a great idea.
Spamming it is not a good idea. You should be using it to confuse and distract the enemy. Gives you a good chunk of movement speed. Oh, that's a good transformation into an Ares. Waits for this ult. Ult now. Doesn't offer the CC immunity. That's a really weird decision. Does get this ult off here, pulls Zhonghui back away from the Ymir, but does get punished for it. Again, a good play from Hugo. Couple of small misplays in that little fight from him. Gets punished because the rest of his team is a bit far behind.
Yeah, that's that duo lane. Oh. Oh. That's the crack that I'm telling you about. Oh lord. Blue team looking at taking out this tier 2 in the duo lane at 17 minutes in. What do we got to do in order to make this situation happen? Because it looks like most of our red team is this Nemesis. This Nemesis is just like doing so much work. What do we got to do to pull a W out here, AJ?
Gotta be playing around the Nemesis to make sure that wherever she's going, a couple of members are following, they're focusing the target that's being ulted. Get some more wards out, what I'm saying as well.
Oh yeah. How many blue wards we got? 2? We got two blue wards. Alright.
We have 6 being placed by Ymir, 4 by Hugo, 3 by the Izanami, none by Nemesis or Ra.
I didn't look to see if they secured that gold fury or not. I'm assuming by the gold differentiation that they did not. Aw man, this Ymir is making some great plays. If he had been caught up, if he had the gold that the other support did, like he definitely would have been able to make a lot more happen over there. Cause
it looks like the blue team did get that last gold fury. So you remember what I mentioned before about Morrigan wanted to build in cooldown reduction? I'm gonna bring it up again here because whilst I do sort of agree with the Soul Reaver, I don't agree with the Book of Thoth Rush. I don't agree with the Shoes of the Magi Rush. I would like to see those two items be a Chronos Pendant and Shoes of Focus, respectively.
Right.
And maybe it's some pen before the Soul Reaver.
And he may like you always hear about Morrigan being burst, and so whenever you hear that and you're not quite sure what to build, you build all the purple items. So we need more blue items, Hugo, is what it's coming down to. I'm really interested as to why the Morrigan pick, though. After picks and bans and everything happened, and like why it was that it was Morrigan and not somebody else. Maybe he's just really good at him. That's probably what it was.
Most likely it's a comfortability pick. Especially when you're at the lower ranks, you're usually going to go for the picks you're more comfortable with. And probably going to be comfortable in the Morrigan.
Hugo just soaked up that Neath ult, which allowed that Nim to survive. But Nim's dead for sure. Holy for holies. They need some wards. You need to ward the 4 corners for sure.
Allows them to survive for the time being.
Man, blue team is just snowballing with this. Oh, Hugo transformed into Mercury, trying to ult out of the situation, but he uses his Aegis instead. Oh, he's gonna get taken out. Oh, but the Zhonghui, man. Zhonghui's so fun. I love it. I genuinely do love that Zhonghui is a force to be reckoned with in Season 5. It's been a long time.
And right now, Red Team just can't deal with the Zhonghui. I would maybe even suggest that Hugo transforms into the Zhonghui during one of these fights. Because it's a very difficult target to deal with, especially when you have the double protections from your ult.
Shell. Shell is the bane of Zhonghui's existence.
Oh, Ymir? Oh, he gets knocked up by the fire giant. That stops the steal from happening. Unfortunate pathing. That's unfortunate pathing into the fire giant pit.
Yeah, I mean this is I don't know why they're trying to save this tier 2.
At this point, give it the tier 2, defend the Phoenixes. Defenders of 5, man. That's your best chance of winning these fights. And goodbye, Hugo.
Oh no. Hugo trying to make the best of a terrible situation.
And that comes down to a major positional mistake from Hugo. He's up there. He's the furthest forward as a mid laner rather than as a guardian, like your support or your solo laner.
Right.
He doesn't have any relics up. He had his ultimate up, I believe, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that he was that far up by himself.
Right. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh.
Oh darn! They are just going so aggressive. Oh,
Again,
pop.
this honestly looks like it could be game.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a game. 23 minutes in. And just how are they going to get it done? Is anybody going to die for it? Or Mercury?
No, they're actually going to back out. This is a safe decision for the blue team. They definitely could have ended, but backing off here, Zhonghui's going to die just for staying up here so long. Yeah, Good transformation by Hugo into the these Robin ults have been off the mark.
Off the mark. That one statement could probably sum up all of my ultimates in this game. See, like, earlier when we were talking about the Poseidon never using Kraken, like, I get that from a deep emotionally scarred place. Like, I've botched so many Krakens in such a short time frame that I literally put that god in the shelf. I was like, I'm never playing him again. I think I've got him, like, rank 4 after 5 years. Ugh, so I get it. But now he's just using those Krakens willy-nilly. Now he's just ready. Oh, another Kraken coming out on Hugo, off the mark.
They're going to with Robin here. And this Robin is gonna die.
Whoa, exploded. Mercury's got he's got all of his crits. He's ready. He's ready for this fight.
He is just chunking everyone. His army took step too far forward, gets caught out by a fair old chunk of damage. And this is going to be the Phoenix being taken for free here by blue team. Again, trying to fight outside of the Phoenix, split up from the rest of your team. That's cost you the objective.
This is probably the push right here. Do you think they'll go for the... Yeah, there's minions all the way up there.
Again, clinical, good play here by the blue team. I enjoy this.
Oh, nice engage on that Poseidon. That was a really great decision there. Unfortunately, that's inviting them to come fight you. Hugo transforming into the air. He's pulling them in.
Then there's no follow-up.
No,
it was a good ult.
It was a beautiful. Oh.
Like, that was the engagement they needed. They took two people into one spot, and Izanami does not follow up. It was too far back, running into base.
Is this what they mean by Elo Hell? is that what they mean? Just like so many like super wasted opportunities, so many beautiful ultimates just laid to waste. Oh no, game over. Unfortunate. All right, so like, what could they have done there? I mean, just there's nothing that can be done. It's a DC problem.
I don't think it's a DC issue, this game. I think what this game came down to was team play and objective focus. We saw in that mid lane fight that it wasn't a cohesive fight by the team. It was three individuals just trying to kill individual targets. Raven did turn around and help, but Nemesis was still hyper-focused on the one target that she was onto. Yeah. And in the mid and late game, we didn't see groupings at all from the red team. There was very reactive rotations coming out from them, whilst the blue team was grouped as a 4 or even a 5 throughout most of that final 5-10 minutes. Exactly what you want to do in that late game.
And they were just picking people off as they saw them in the jungle, just run them over.
Exactly, they were playing behind their engage, behind their support, behind their Xionghui, behind their Mercury. They were waiting for the opportunities to rise for themselves and then focusing targets as a group. Yeah. Whilst on the red team, whilst on Hugo's team, it was mainly, I'm in front of this person, so I'm going to fight him, whilst the rest of my team deals with whoever the fuck, because I'm just dealing with my character.
Yeah, that's a huge issue in ranked that we hear about all the time from everybody. It's just that, like, with the lack of communication between everybody, like, at a certain point, if, like, you know, several different variables end up falling into place, you just kind of throw your hands up in the air and you're like, all right, I guess it's just me in this game now. And everybody's had that feel in Smite. Everybody, where it's just like, all right, I guess I'm just going to do my thing and I'm going to go push this tower over here. I'm going to get caught out trying to get these oracles or something like that. And you've really got to try to break away from that kind of mindset. You got to, instead of just kind of going with the flow of everybody else on the team, since you're more than likely not grouping or you're not like partied up with another person, you kind of need to take charge. In my opinion, if you're brave enough and you feel like you can handle the stress of trying to get 4 random strangers on the internet to work cohesively together, I say do it. I always attempt. I always think it's worth a shot. But I'm just weirdly competitive like that.
And I've always held a mentality that it's better for 5 people to follow the wrong call than it is for you to follow the correct call and other people to follow their own calls.
Correct. That's a beautiful way to put that, AJ. I didn't know you were a poet.
I mean, it's not very poetic.
It was. If
the sentiment behind it wasn't poetically vocabulary-wise.
Take the compliment. You did good.
I am.
Okay.
Loki, okay?
Okay, so let's take a look and let's see if we correctly addressed Hugo's issues. He said he needed improvement on rotation and positioning. With the positioning, I can definitely see why he's like calling out for some advice there, because it did look like he had just like forgot he was part of a team in several different situations, just kind of like running in, which is, you know, it's brave, you know, because he's a Braveheart, but like
I was about to say this isn't called Bravehearts for nothing.
it's really not. He just charged just straight forward. Fortunately, that gets you killed a lot in this game. So, positioning needs a little bit of work. As a mid laner, you need to not ever be in the front, ever. I mean, your job is to literally sit in the back and nuke people. Or in Morrigan's case, you need to be sneaking up and harassing the backline as best as you can.
Yeah. As a Morrigan, wait for the engage to happen. Like, you're hiding in the jungle, and they're fighting in the lane. Once the engage happens, you stealth into the fight, or just walk into the fight if they don't see you. Like,
Right.
and go onto the backline, the damage dealers. Go onto, if they have a Poseidon, go onto Poseidon. If they have a Thoth, go onto the Thoth. If they have a Shibboleth, try and go into the Shibboleth. Example.
So if it's like, if you're playing Morrigan, you wait for the team fight to happen, and then like a half a step later, like once it looks like the enemy team is kind of like fully decided on what they're doing and they're kind of engaging on what they're wanting to do, that's whenever you sneak in. You're like, not today, little girl.
The second that engage happens, bang, you are in there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it was a loss, but I think that there's a lot to be learned from this situation. As I hope that we have done Hugo some justice here on Bronze Bravehearts on the what would you call this? There's a reinvigoration, the revamping, rejuvenate. I mean, there's lots of R words that I can come up with this.
The rework.
The rework of Bronze Bravehearts. See, I knew. You're the perfect co-host, AJ. Don't ever leave me.
I won't.
Alright, guys. That's going to do it for us today.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the first episode of the Bronze Braveheart series rework. I've been AlphaJackal. You can find me on Twitter at AlphaJackal, on Twitch at AlphaJackal1, and on Gamer Sensei for one-on-one coaching lessons. Just have a look at AlphaJackal on gamersensei.com. And I've been joined by Smitten.
You do coaching?
Yeah, one-on-one coaching.
No way, are you serious?
Yes, I do.
Dude, I seriously didn't know that. I'm about to sign up. Will you teach me? Teach me how to support better, please.
Yeah, I will.
Anyways, my name is Smitten. You can find me on Twitter at SmittenGFG. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Smitten.
Bye.
Okay. Oh,
Wait,
bye.
yeah, you're gonna say bye.
Okay.
What are you still doing here? Video's already over. Well, since you're here, we have a couple of other videos you can potentially watch. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more great content, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully.